everyone. Welcome to my channel. Yay! We're having over 1,000 subscribers. Yes, congratulations to me and to you that you have faith in me and you subscribe on this channel that I believe and I hope and I believe this is gonna be one of the best channels in regarding piano. So if you are new here, do subscribe please and check out my playlist. We're having over 290 videos by now with all kind of Chopin and intermediate CLementi and Bach prelude, and even for the beginners a lot of talking about articulations and so. And today we will talk about dynamics, right? So today I picked actually two words from the dynamics that I'm gonna go shortly, but clear about my perspective in between in regarding legato and in regarding crescendo and diminuendo. But let's start with the beginning. What are dynamics? Obviously dynamics is to make the music, the notes, transform the notes into the music, right? Even as I'm speaking right now, I'm going higher and lower and stronger and lower, kind of I'm doing a crescendo and then a diminuendo. When you ask someone, how are you? Just like that, that would be nothing, you will respond, okay, I'm fine, right? But if you ask somebody with the meaning, how are you, right? So that would be perceived like I'm really interested, how are you? So I'm starting and I'm opening a discussion for you, right? With you, right? So these are dynamics. So dynamics, the word dynamics means create the interpretation of the music. Music is not static, it's not robotically, it's not computer kind. It's alive. So you create the notes and you make it alive. This is what means dynamics. So we're having dynamics from the triple P, that is called pianissimo. Then you go into pianissimo, two P's. Then we have piano, obviously that everybody knows it. And then we're having mezzo piano, a little bit more, but still soft. Then we're having mezzo forte, and then we're having forte, and then we're having double forte, right? That is fortissimo. And actually we do have three forte, that would be fortissimo. Those are the names. As you can see, even music like paintings, like blue, you can go on blue from very, very, very light blue, barely bluish, right? To the dark blue, and it's still blue. That's how music, it's an entire palette of colors, right? So that's how you paint the music. So this is what means for me dynamics. But I'm not gonna go right now into this. I'm gonna start with the word legato, because mostly everybody is like, oh, it's legato. Simple as that. You just go up and down and you connect the notes. And this is a perfect legato, right? You just go up and down, right? This is legato. But in the moment when you want to express the meaning of this going up and down, right, you will put a little bit of you phrasing those, we're calling phrasing these notes, right? So, right, so you go a little kind of in crescendo up. That's the golden rule, not all the time. And then diminuendo, or some people they're using decrescendo, crescendo, decrescendo. That means you start in piano. So that would mean exactly what I said before. Instead of me saying, how are you? Nothing, right? You're going, how are you? Can you hear the difference? So I'm putting some energy. So beside the point that is the art of making piano and crescendo, it's the point that I'm putting energy. In repertoires and then in pieces, you will see a long legato that actually, from the point of view of playing, you cannot even play that everything legato because you have different positions, so you cannot connect all those notes. But that legato doesn't mean legato, means actually the phrasing. You have the phrasing. Sometimes you have a legato and then you have even staccato on it. This is a legato, but staccato, just a scale in which I'm playing staccato, as you can see, but I'm making a beautiful phrase. So so that's how music becomes, alive. Music and as talking, it's always alive. I can tell you like the sea, the ocean, right? The ocean means it's static. No, it's always going back and forth. There are waves that are moving. Bigger waves, smaller waves, bigger waves, smaller, but it's always music. It's always moving. That's how, this is the art of how to create the music, the interpretation, and it's not just playing it, right? So I'm just gonna say, I'm just going with this nocturne. I do have an entire tutorial regarding this, Opus 9, number 1, how beautiful is starting. It's piano espressivo, and then you will see a crescendo and decrescendo. Exactly here, I didn't even realize that we are in the measure number 4, and then this we having a staccato. Few notes are like drops of rain, it's in staccato, but then you have the slur line, that means the legato line on top, in which you're phrasing like a cascades of sounds that going da 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 da. Right? So you see, even 3 notes, more than 2 notes, even 2 notes, they're supposed to be played differently. Right? So it's the coloring, all this dynamics means the coloring of the your painting or the piece, and all your feelings that you put it into it, right? Now I need to add something, that each composer has a different style, right? As you can see, a painting by Monet and then a painting by Renoir, or a painting by Gauguin, right? Paul Gauguin. We having totally different styles, or Rembrandt, right? That it's way before this that I just picked, because they are my favorite. Monet, Cézanne, Gauguin, those are my favorite. But Rembrandt, or Mona Lisa, have totally different coloring and totally different character. So that what this means, that means that your piano in Beethoven or your forte in Beethoven is totally different than your forte in Chopin. Your dynamics and style as you play a Brahms, right? I will play forte here. Right? You see, that's a strong piece. It's really like like Debussy I have here, I don't even want, I do have, I think, like Reverie, right? We do have a forte in Reverie. Where is it? Let me see, because I do remember we do have a forte somewhere, or we don't. We do have crescendo, right? We do have a forte here. When it goes... Sorry, the notes. Forte, you see it's big, different forte than, that's not a forte that you will use it in Debussy. It's way too much. Or, I don't know, the Beethoven, we just said Beethoven, the first thing that it comes in my mind is coming this sonata. So this, it's very different. Or this piano that comes next. Different character than Chopin. So Chopin, if I would look here, I just opened here actually to my last nocturne that I just recorded like a week ago or something. We having nocturne opus 9 number 3, in which we do have a fortissimo. That's a big deal for Chopin. Chopin rarely, not rarely, if you think of the scherzo, and then you have a though it's not this like in Beethoven. It's full chord. You know, and then on this nocturne we having a forte. Fortissimo. It's not, it is harsh, but it's a different nuance of harsh, you know? It's not this. It's this. The other tutorial in which I'm explaining it. I'm making a lecture, a presentation or analysis of this nocturne, and you will understand better. So this is what I wanted to tell about dynamics, you know, what means dynamics, and to not be confusing between this legato that, you know, for the beginners and very early intermediate or late beginners or something, is just connect the notes and do not disconnect the notes, right? You just connect the notes. On the same time, legato means create the musical phrase. I don't know how to say it better, the musical phrase, to explain it better for you. I hope you understand what I mean. And right now, some of the, I just have a note to tell you, you know, this crescendo and decrescendo, or crescendo and diminuendo. Just couple of tips, you know. Obviously, crescendo means gradually go louder. And diminuendo, gradually go softer, right? Now we can have a long crescendo that goes forever, 8 measures, in which it's peaking somewhere. It goes to the peak somewhere, and then a long diminuendo, again, couple of measures or so. Or we just can have like that, you know, crescendo, decrescendo, or crescendo, diminuendo on one measure, right? So here I want to give you a new tip in regarding this. So when it's on a long phrase, it's never gradually go, you know, you go one step, you go a little down, and then a little bit more, a little down, a little bit more, a little down, and then you go for the forte. Those are little tips for you to understand how to create a crescendo, you know. So you go, 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 pull back a little bit, and then pick it up a little bit more, go down, you know, less, and then pick it up and move towards the end when it's a long crescendo. Now, when you have during the one measure, this, you know, they're calling pins, I don't know how they're calling somehow in English, you know, they mean two things, you know. It could be a subito crescendo and decrescendo, you know, boom, boom, you know, very fast. But on the same time, another meaning of this is you to slow down and then pick it up, you know, a kind of rubato way of playing it, if you understand what I mean. So you lean on it, you stretch it out, and immediately you come back. Stretch it out. So it's not necessarily these two when it's on a very short, you know, 1 or 2 measures maximum. That means you stretch it out and then you bring it back again. So it's about the how to do the interpretation, and Chopin is using a lot of those, you know, so that is what it means. Unless sometimes it is a sforzando there with the, you know, with the diminuendo, or it's forte piano immediately, or some other marks in which he will tell you what he wants, you know. And those little little guides, you know, signs, you really would like, it would be good you to follow them so you will understand how he was thinking of that piece, you know. I don't know, I have a couple of notes. Okay, so I have here couple, you know, tips, right? So how to practice this? Well, so first of all, just making sure this is an art. It's, you know, to control the sound, you know, it's a lot to talk. I can talk for another hour, you know, to see, you know, it's a click here and how, you know, you're going to the click and stuff, right? But just to be briefly, I'm gonna give you a little tip, you know. Take Hanon. Hanon is the best. You can go on those exercises like after number 20, when you have longer phrases, that means 4 counts, you know. Number 20 or 21, number 21 or so, you know, all from the 20 to the 30, all those exercises you can be, or, you know, create a pattern there or create an interpretation. On the same time, as you can see, I went crescendo, decrescendo, and then more, you know. On the same time, you can go, you know, opposite, like just create yourself, you know, like starting forte. Make it up or find another pattern, you know, meaning that when you learn to do and you practice, you know, doing dynamics, right, make up your mind. What do I want to express and how do I want to express it? So you need to really be clear-minded. I want this phrase to start from here and go there. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do this and this and this. So create a kind of a plan. Then absolutely practice, execute. That means phrasing, voicing, and all the beautiful words that the pianist they're talking about. And it's a lifetime, even this, so it's not only, it's a skill. And then to the end, after you have the skill, you need to add your own energy, right? So it's very important not only to play the notes, is you to make meaning of those notes, and to be expressive and to tell the other person what you mean by what you are playing it, right? That's a communication. Music, it's a communication in between you and your audience, or between you and you, if you want to, to just be with you. I hope I did, I have here, create awareness, clear intuition. So you definitely, record yourself. When you practice this, record yourself, because 99% of cases, you think that you are actually playing something and it's coming out nicely, and it's not. You think it's coming somehow and it's not, okay? So I do encourage you, every week, if you're practicing a song on the voicing, every week you do record yourself. It will make your life easier, right? Easier meaning you will be more aware and more aware how to learn this. And definitely, if you need some help, let me know and I will let you know, and be here for our meeting every Sunday at 6 o'clock. We will do live streaming and you can ask your questions. On the same time, you can find me on Patreon. It's $10 subscriptions a month, where you can ask me other questions, and yes, and let's create together a better world. And hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Do find all, go to the playlist. I have so many good tutorials over there that they are delightful in my point of view, and I hope it will make sense for you, and it will help you in your journey of creating beautiful music and beautiful world. Thank you.